What's up, guys? It's Ricky, and on this particular episode, I am going to be doing an interview with our sister right here, Sister Celia. How are you doing?
Hello, Ricky. I'm okay. How are you?
Mina, I can't complain. 0 marks of complaints on me at this point. And what story are you telling us today? I know on your channel you did an entire breakdown. So, guys, if you want to see her video, I'll leave the link of it down in the description. You're gonna have to go back and check it there. She's only gonna give a small little brief on here, but the full story right now has how many episodes? I've only seen 3 episodes. How many do you have on your channel?
I think I've got 4, if not 5. Yeah.
Okay, so this story goes in much deeper, but today she's just going to give us a small little highlight, and we're going to highlight some of the things that happened in her journey. As you can see in the title, it's the Actuality Show, Daily Christian Commentary Videos. Now, where you left the JW, also known as the Jehovah's Witness, how long were you there, or when did you start going there?
I was born there. I am actually, both my father's side and my mother's side were Jehovah's Witnesses. On my mother's side, I was the 4th generation. On my father's side, I was the 3rd generation. So actually, I was born and bred there. I was born within a family of 2 Jehovah's Witnesses, raised as a Jehovah's Witness.
Wow. And did you ever, in the time when you were there, what was your most favorite? I know people who are in a particular church, which they tend to leave later on. There is always that thing that keeps you there, that kind of like speaks to the person you are. What was that one thing that you cherished while you were there?
I can't even pinpoint one, Vicky. There's just a lot. Let me tell you something about Jehovah's Witness organization. It's a structured Christian organization. Like there is just so much structure. There is just so much, hey man, you are raised in a certain way. And that is the only life you know. You know nothing else except for that life. So I was born and raised there. But when I was 19, I made the decision myself to dedicate my life to God and to be baptized and be a full Jehovah's Witness by myself. So I became one. Hey man, most of my life. I think until I was 45. No, let me say after the 40s, man, after the 40s. But then
so you were there by choice. You were there by choice for all those years, but you made the decision when you were about your teen years. Okay.
When I was 19. I made the decision myself to fully be, because you are told as a Jehovah's Witness child that actually you are not the Jehovah's Witness yourself until you have dedicated your life in prayer, you have been baptized in front of witnesses, you are not regarded as a Jehovah's Witness. But you're going to live like a Jehovah's Witness. You're going to abide by all the rules of Jehovah's Witnesses until such time you dedicate yourself and be fully a Jehovah's Witness yourself, a baptized one, or maybe leave.
Okay, so after you've made the decision, was it because maybe that's the age when everybody makes the decision to become like, okay, now I am a Jehovah's Witness? Was it that for you, or was it a certain conviction?
The Jehovah's Witness congregation is structured in such a way that they are not baptizing the babies, but they can baptize the children any time from when they are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, any time. So at least for me, I had waited until I was 19 because before then I wasn't so sure, because I kept asking myself, if I wasn't born within this family, would I have chosen that religion as my religion? What evidence do I have personally to say this is the right religion? Because you do know Jehovah's Witnesses believe they are the only one true organization that God recognizes in the world. They do believe that anybody else is never going to see the new world, is never going to go to heaven, because they've got two sides, people that go to heaven and those that will live forever on earth. You're never going to live forever on earth or go to heaven unless you are a Jehovah's Witness. That's what they believe. So no, it's not an age where everyone is doing it, but it was an age where I felt, oh, okay, fine. And I thought I had satisfied myself in terms of gathering all the evidence that made me believe that, yes, it was the true religion that I want to dedicate my life to. That's how I came about giving my life at that age.
Okay. And so there was certain evidences you saw, you believed, okay. And was it doctrine that started being a problem, or was it external factors, people, or?
It wasn't a doctrine at all that made me like, okay, fine, let's start here. Yes, by the time when I was 19, I had satisfied myself according to the doctrine that, okay, this doctrine at the time was satisfying me to make me feel like, I'm on the right path. And life went on. I married a Jehovah's Witness myself as well. Then we carried on living the life of Jehovah's Witness families. We had 3 children there. And what took me out was not the doctrine at all. But the doctrine played a role.
Okay. But
because
you
to
still
make cut a long story short,
you still believed
I still
it
believed it with everything. Yes.
Okay.
No, I did believe it with everything until such that this man that was a ministerial servant, you do know that Jehovah's Witnesses have got layers and layers, right? The highest layers is the governing body, whom Charles T. Russell was part of. Actually, as the founder member, he was there. And then they've got elders, which are placed in congregations. So below the elders, then we've got what we call ministerial servants. Ministerial servants are elders in training, in other words. So my husband was a ministerial servant. And I discovered that he was sexually molesting our daughter. And I also discovered that this had happened over a period of 8 years. And to tell the truth, it was not even the first time that I discovered. I think I must say it was the realization, because the first time when I found out, it was when the child was 3, when the child told me. Of course, I asked him. He denied it. I chose to believe him. And remember, we are Jehovah's Witnesses. We are taught him, and we are reading the Bible like nobody else. We are teaching the people the Bible. We go to people's houses, and he was so much a staunch Christian. So for me to believe him, I think it was based on man, can he do that? First of all, this is her biological child. And it is unheard of to me at the time that a father, a biological father, can do that to their own child. And he is a ministerial servant of one of the most organized organizations, Christian organization in the world. And he is the staunch member. No, there's no way. I even told the police, because they were forcing me to open a case. I told them that you don't know my husband. My husband is such a Christian. He would never do that. And they said, they told me that, hey, yeah, you're born. And then 8 years later, then I realized, I found out for the second time, and for the second time, it became a realization. It became a reality because I found clothes that were bloody, that were stained in a way that it can only happen to a girl that is grown enough to go to the periods. And she was still young. She had not started her period yet. So the only explanation was something must have happened to her. Taken to the doctor, confirmed that yes, it was not even the first time it had happened on a large scale. It had happened for a long, long time. So all those 8 years when I was in denial about it, it was happening. He never stopped. And to discover that he had gone to the elders to go and report when the child was 3 years old. I didn't go report. I didn't tell anyone. I just asked him.
He reported what?
I did not report. He reported that I'm accusing him to the elders. He says, I'm accusing him of sexually molesting our daughter. But then he asked the elders not to ask me. He tells them that they should wait for me to come to them. He thinks I will come. They listen to him. 8 years go by. When I realize this, the realization is in front of me. That's when now I go to the police. He calls the elders again. When he calls them, that's when they confirm that it's not the first time that they're hearing about this. And now I'm the bad person. I didn't come to them. Why did I go to the police? I should have thought about the name Jehovah. We, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we are carrying the biggest name in the world, the name of Jehovah. So if you're going to the police, if they ask you what church do you go to, what will you tell them? Imagine the headline saying a Jehovah's Witness couple has found out that the father has done. Yeah, this people are not going to say so and so has done this. People are going to say a Jehovah's Witness has done this. So I should have thought about Jehovah's name before I go to the police. So I was made to answer for
so
why.
They put the weight, they put the reputation of the church over your shoulders instead of pointing back.
Yes, that's number one. Number two, they are telling me that if he gets arrested, he is going to be raped inside there. They are telling me that, have I not heard that people, males that are getting arrested, they are raped by other inmates in there. Imagine a Jehovah's Witness being raped inside a prison and having you on the other side that has pushed for him to be arrested and put him in that position. So he was made to be the victim. I was made to be the bad person for stepping out, calling the police. And at the time, I did not see it as a bad thing. Actually, I was doctrined all this time to think everything that the elders are saying, it's like God talking. You are reminded, and then they will read the Bible. They will read this verse, and they will read that verse. They will read that verse.
Can you remember one that they used?
Yeah, so that you can, I don't know, somehow to contain you, because now it looks like you're getting out of hand. So to contain you, they have to bring that. It's like, I don't know, it's beyond manipulation, man.
Yeah, it's brainwash. Basically, it's brainwash.
Yes, exactly. And it's like hypnosis. It's like when you see that the person is like getting out of that hypnotic state, there are certain words, keywords that you must say to them to bring them back. Have you seen those people playing hypnotic tricks? That's what they did. I felt so bad. Felt so bad. Now, okay, they say as elders, they are given the powers to use Jehovah to reach anybody's internal state of the truth, so they can dig the truth out of him. So they will have to work this case internally.
And then the police case?
They say, okay, because you have opened it, we are not going to say anything. But remember, they have already made me feel guilty about it. But they are not saying don't go. But they have done their job by just questioning. Why did you jump the fence? We are here. Yeah. We are the custodians of Jehovah's guidance and Jehovah's everything. So how can you skip? Yes. How can you go to the world? Remember, everybody else that is not Jehovah's Witness is the world.
Yeah.
So how can you go to the world and seek help from the world, whereas you've got Jehovah and Jehovah's people in here? So Jehovah's people will take over from here. Okay, then listen to how Jehovah's people work then. The elders are having a meeting. The meeting must happen between the perpetrator and the victim. First of all, they want to hear the victim, and they want to hear the victim saying whatever she says in front of the perpetrator. And I tried to find that. The least I could get was, okay, they can allow me to be there, but they will ask for 5 minutes so that I step out. I shouldn't worry because they are there. He won't do anything to him.
They saw the report that you had from the doctor confirming this. While they are saying they want to use their spirit.
I did not bring any written report. It was like the doctor just told me over a word of mouth. And even when, after having taken her to Zella Care Center, remember this thing had happened for the first time in my life. That kind of realization, I didn't even know the procedures. I didn't even know at the time that I could ask copies. So even after the district surgeon has confirmed, because I had to take her to the district surgeon after taking her to the private doctor first. The district surgeon that filled the forms and everything, I should have asked the copy then, but yes, I didn't ask the copy. I came just with a verbal report to them. Fine. They are asking for a meeting. They held that meeting. I was made to step out a bit so that they can have a meeting between the victim and me and him. Everything I said, he did not deny. I'm cutting a lot of things out. I'm only talking about
the channel, so yeah.
Yes. The rest they will get on the channel. Then it came to a point where now they want witnesses. The very people that have got the ability to check inside the people's hearts, because Jehovah has got
given them power.
ordained them with that power, yes, to reach the deeper end of the person so that the person can confess. I had to produce 2 witnesses. They have what we call 2 witness rule. They have a verse. There is a verse in the Bible that requires 2 witnesses. So imagine the case of rape, where a person rapes the person. Where do you get the witness?
2 witnesses.
Because if there is a witness, that rape would not even carry on to wherever, because there is a witness. They wanted a witness. There are no witnesses. So because there are no witnesses, there is nothing that they can do about the case. They can't do anything to him. I must leave everything to Jehovah. He told me I must leave everything in the hands of Jehovah. At the right time, he will provide the answers. He will reveal the truth himself.
That's why we have the law system on earth, is that we have the capability of making a judgment on the things that happen amongst us. And then they just dismiss it and say, oh yeah, we haven't searched the spirit to draw out whatever information, so leave it alone.
I was told, I don't know how many times, they even read a verse that tells me that in the meantime, during that waiting period, while I am awaiting Jehovah to reveal the truth, Jehovah will give me the peace that surpasses everything else. They even prayed for me, prayed for the inner peace. Yes, so I must be peaceful in the meantime while awaiting Jehovah to reveal the truth.
That's ridiculous.
Believe me, and at the time, Ricky, the strangest thing is about something that you have been taught for a long, long, long time. It is difficult to
break
to just step out.
Yeah.
To break away from it. It's the most difficult thing ever. It hurt me. It hurt me so bad. Let me tell you what helped me to slowly untangle myself. The fact that I had anger towards him, because this is our child, our biological child. We both had the responsibility to protect this child and the other children that we have. I do not expect as a parent that the other parent can be somebody that I have to guard against so that they do not hurt our daughter. I felt betrayed and I felt anger more than any other emotion that I had. Because I had that anger and I had no doubt that he had done this. And I had told them, the elders, I asked them that, tell me, when the child was 3 years old, when he came to tell you that I am accusing him of something like that, what was your response to him? And they said, no, we could not come because he said we shouldn't come, we must wait for you. I said, so what do you think was the reason why he did not want you to ask me, but yet he came to you? Because as elders, I think if somebody comes and approaches you about what their wife does, the honorable thing to do is to come and give guidance. Come and step in and say, okay, we've had something like this. Come and give us guidance. Didn't you think at the time that I needed guidance? If I can accuse my husband of something that huge, that
and
ridiculous.
a child is involved also.
Yes, a child is involved. So, and okay, let's say they did not believe that he could do it. But hearing that a wife is capable of accusing her husband of things like that really does need some mediation. Didn't you think that you needed to mediate at the time? He said, no. I said, the problem was right there. So I became angry towards them as well. So my anger spilled onto them as well. So I would go to the meetings after that. I would go, but hey man, I would feel so much in anger. By the time I come back, all the time, every time I went there, Ricky, I come back burdened. I come back head, and I have to see him there all the time. When I'm there, he's also there.
He's a minister there. Yeah.
Yes. And me
And
seeing him,
he's carrying out his ministerial duties while
like nothing has happened. And they also say they've got no grounds to put him aside because there's no evidence towards him. They don't have evidence. I did not produce the evidence. I did not produce the two witnesses that can validate my story. Remember, a child is a child by then. So
but also there's a place where they turned a blind eye here, because first of all, when you were stating the story, he didn't oppose the things that you said, like you said.
No.
And so already that should have meant something, or that should have said something. His guilt held him from refusing any part of the story. If there was anything that was false, he would have stood up, but he didn't. And so it was their doctrine that protected him. It wasn't him with his opposite story or his own. It's not even a subject of his side of the story. No, he was there and didn't oppose the only side of the story that was there.
Yes. So it was their doctrine, like you say, that protected him, and it was them that protected him. And up until this day, I will not understand how come when they deal with such cases, they don't have sisters that they can at least make them step in, so that maybe they can, when they deliberate on issues, when they deliberate, when they do their final deliberations, they can be a female voice. That echoes, that gives them a voice of reason, because they are only males, Ricky. The elders of Jehovah's Witnesses are males everywhere in the world. To this day, it's 2023. Since 1850, or 1870, from Charles Taze Russell, Jehovah's Witness has been headed by men, only men. Only men. And as a result, such cases go unnoticed. Such cases are held just lightly. You can somehow sense like there is some sympathy, even if they can see that this person could have done this. Like, they made me feel guilty about taking him to prison, that he will be raped there. Imagine. Do you really think? Yes, they have made me think that, okay, I would be guilty if he would be raped in prison, because I would be the one that had reported him, and then as a result of that, he was arrested and he was raped. So do you understand that there is some sympathy that is going there towards them? I don't know. I think they picture themselves, imagine me in prison, imagine me being raped, because they are men. So,
but also, it questions their, sometimes people can excuse others if they know themselves they have their own anyways. And so that area where I dare not judge another person because I might be guilty of that very same thingy, and so we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for them to decide what exactly made them to dismiss, because it's easier when I am guilty to not want to show my hand or my strong arm on a particular subject. I find that just...
That is very true. You are making a very, very valid point there. Because let me tell you what happened right after. Then I started being my feet got very heavy, man, when I have to go to the meeting. So I started being absent often. I do not know how I came across on YouTube the cases of a similar nature about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Ricky, I uncovered a mine. I uncovered a whole huge mine of similar cases by Jehovah's Witness organization, the victims, the leadership, and then I also got to discover that the way they are dealing with cases is actually because of a certain book that is given to the elders. As a Jehovah's Witness, you at the entry level, let's say you are Ricky, at an entry level, here you are, Bible study, you get baptized. Then after a period of time, maybe due to good behavior, they elevate you to ministerial servant. You become an elder in training. The day you pass and become an elder, you are given a special book. This book is called...
Oh, it's not for the average members. It's only for...
It's for the elders. So this book is called... wait. What?
Do you mention it on your channel?
No, I did not. I haven't. I don't know why I forget it, but it has got something like the shepherd. It's shepherd the flock of God. Yes, shepherd the flock of God. Now that book apparently is the one that has got strict rules as to if a case is like this is how you deal with it. If you have a case like this is how you deal with it. That is why they are doing the same thing across the board. That is why they are dealing with cases the same way wherever they are in the world. They were treating all the cases following that book, Shepherd the Flock of God.
Who wrote the book?
It's written by the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses. The governing body consists of, right now as we speak, 9 members. At first, for over decades, it was 8 members. These are the people that Jehovah is talking to them only in the world. All those 8 men, Jehovah is directly talking to them. Yes, Jehovah is only talking to them. No, not even other Jehovah's Witnesses. Not even anybody else except for the 8. So those people are the ones that every book that Jehovah's Witnesses read is designed by them. Everything is designed by them. You even know that we have our special book, our special Bible, New World Translation. Yeah, even the New World Translation, they are the one that came up with that translation or that version of the Bible. Yes, everything. So even the shepherd, the flock of God, comes from them.
Just to remind people here of the importance of this part, because your load shedding is about to hit.
Yes.
Number one, this is the very same issue that got Hillsong leader in trouble. Suppressing information about people who are abused in a church and keeping it as if there is nothing going on. This is the very same issue that is happening at the Catholic Church and all that entire jazz. And so it's absolutely criminal for people to be hiding information like this and guilt-tripping people that are thinking, unless y'all are not innocent, y'all should take that book. It was written by the devil and introduced, in the Quran, Muhammad wrote some verses that they said that they were verses from Satan. Y'all better take that book, which is written by Satan, and throw it over into the dustbin, because it's going to get all of you guys in jail. It is absolutely illegal for you to withhold families which are hurt, where there's hurt, in cases like what we are hearing right now, just in case they don't know. We're going to assume they don't know. We'll assume ignorance at this particular thing. Is your network gone? I think her her load shedding might have hit there. But the most interesting part of this particular story is this here. You can get the full story on her channel. Her load shedding was going to hit today. Unfortunately, I was under load shedding, and then when my load shedding actually ended, that's when we were able to record this particular episode. So you can go and see all the information over here. I wanted to mention that part before we actually part. Yeah, I think her network did cut her off there. I wanted to mention that part that I stated in the latter part of this video. It's criminal to be withholding this type of stuff and caring people that are doing such things to kids or otherwise, and for you to keep it. Hillsong is an example of that. He was protecting the leader, Brian. He was protecting his father. It caused the issues that are happening over there at Hillsong. The issues that are happening at the Catholic Church, constantly having reviews, is because of this type of things. And so you can go and check out her channel. She did talk about it, as she stated that she did do about 3 to 4 parts. I thought it was just something that we should come here and highlight. I'm very interested in knowing about those other stories that she actually mentioned. Y'all tell me if you think we should do a part 2. But I think most of the information, you will probably get it best on her channel. It's Ricky. Y'all have a good one. Please, if you are part of these governing bodies, your hands are stained by partaking in such evil acts. Don't think because your church can guilt trip people, those people will never talk. Don't you think you are innocent by doing such things and continuing in such things. Your church is not the law. Y'all better get yourself in check, because soon those eggs that have been hatching in the background will soon come back to roast. It's Ricky, and I'll be back in a